Counting the cost of the crisis that has rocked Japan to its core as the country's nuclear crisis intensifies amid fears of the reactor breach at the Fukushima Daiichi power plant, Japan is left to pick up the economic pieces of its catastrophic earthquake and tsunami. Well, total economic losses are likely to exceed $100 billion, and a new report says that insurers will be particularly hard hit. According to Eqecat, they can expect losses of between $12 and $25 billion. The largest component of this will be property insurers. Well, joining me now from San Francisco is the Senior Vice President, Tom Larsen. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today. Can you tell me how you come up with a figure like this so early on in the disaster?
Following the 7 days after the earthquake, there still remains significant uncertainty in trying to understand what is going to happen. But at Eqecat, we focus on trying to provide rational expectations of the risks that insurance companies are trying to accept. Our estimate is composed of deconstructing our earthquake hazard model, looking at the ground shaking and the effects of the tsunami and the ensuing fires, and overlaying an economic model of the different types of insurance companies and the policy forms that are held within Japan. And we spend a lot of time looking at it and referencing past earthquakes, the 1995 Great Hanshin earthquake around Kobe.
So when you look at this, are you seeing that most of that insured loss is coming from the area around where the earthquake happened? Do you say it's mostly in property?
Correct. Most of the losses are due to insurance losses along the coast that were inundated by the surge. Not everyone in Japan buys earthquake insurance. Most of those people with earthquake insurance include tsunami coverage, the flood coverage ensuing following after the earthquake. And most of those losses are along the coast.
Now, what about the insurance claims for what we're seeing now, people being evacuated, companies that have been shut down, the more long-term damage? Will that all also bump up the insurance costs?
Much of that will be covered by the property insurance coverages. In Japan, they have a lesser propensity to buy business interruption or disruption insurance than they do in other parts of the world, but there is a significant exposure to that. Some of the disruption coverage ensuing from the evacuation from the nuclear power plant, it's unclear at this moment as who will be liable. That depends on the policy forms and how it will be settled in Japan.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.